All right, well, we are back here inside the TCO studios. It is official. The 2021 NFL schedule has been released. And who better else to get their reaction than wide receiver Adam Thielen? Adam, thank you for joining me. Congratulations on the schedule release. I know you're excited. You don't know the schedule just yet, so this is going to be fun. But for us that don't play the game, this is like Christmas for us. So, like, the person who does play the game, what is schedule release like for you?
Yeah, I think it's more exciting for my wife, so she can, see what games the boys are going to come to and see which away games she'll be able to go to. Maybe bring Asher, our oldest son, to a few of those away games. So, but yeah, for us as players, every game it is what it is. You just show up and you do your best and you try to bring back as many victories as possible.
Well, three preseason games this year, 17 regular season games. We'll get through the preseason games early here, starting with Denver. Denver Broncos preseason week number 1. George Payton, home opener, quote unquote. But we get fans back in the building. How you feeling?
Yeah, hopefully it's a packed stadium and we're back to playing football. So excited about that.
At wide receiver, number 19, Adam Thielen.
Obviously, it would be good to see Peyton, and obviously got a ton of respect for him. So will be a fun, like you said, home opener.
So that'll be either August 14th or 15th. The following week, the 21st or 22nd, is the Indianapolis Colts at home. Then after that,
hopefully 22nd, because that's my birthday. So the 22nd, nice.
Oh, so that's the thing, because like it's preseason games, right? You still want to win the game, but what would be like the perfect birthday gift?
Well, coach can't make me play on my birthday, right?
I love it. Well, I mean, the starters usually don't play the last preseason game, but it is the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the reigning AFC champions. Your thoughts just being there in Kansas City, even if you don't play?
I love that place. I actually have great memories of that place. As far as preseason, my second year, and really my first year coming off of a practice squad year, my first chance to be able to show what I could do. And I returned a punt, and unfortunately I caught on the 1 yard line, but I think it was like a 60 or 70 yard punt return. It was at Kansas City. It was like one of the hottest days, hottest football games I played in, other than Cincinnati in training camp a few years back. But definitely some good memories there in the preseason.
Awesome. Speaking of Cincinnati, we start the season off with the Cincinnati Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium. You just talked about a memory there, but to be able to play real football again in front of people with your teammates. Talk about the week 1 opener.
Yeah, just getting back to football. There's nothing better than getting back to NFL football. I always enjoy, from a fan perspective, of just watching that first game, Thursday night, and then just kind of obviously getting our season underway that Sunday will be great. And again, hopefully it's a packed stadium and everybody's healthy, and we can get back to doing what we love to do in front of fans that love the game and will obviously be rooting against us there in Cincinnati.
Man, so Arizona's up next. We travel out west for week number 2. The Arizona Cardinals, a team that, are on the up and coming. Patrick Peterson said this is the game he has circled on the calendar.
That's good, yeah. It's always good to go out to the desert. I love Arizona. Unfortunately, I won't be able to bring my golf clubs, but I always love playing there. And they're a good team. They showed it last year, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play that time of year and will give us their best effort.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong, but for modern-day Minnesota Vikings fans, if we don't start the season off, our home opener with the Green Bay Packers at home or the New Orleans Saints, the Seattle Seahawks would be the third next team, right? Like the next team after those two?
That's true. I don't know what that feels like to play Seattle at home. Usually it's every year it's at Seattle Monday Night Football. So that'll be a little different, but I'm excited about it.
Man, 65,000 fans screaming for the home opener against the Seattle Seahawks. Then we got the Cleveland Browns, week number 4, right here. Your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously Stefanski coming back home, and got a lot of friends over on that team. So obviously it will be a great matchup there. A heck of a football team. We got to watch them a lot last year, and them having a great season last year. So I'm sure again it'll be a tough game, but excited for it.
So that rounds out the first quarter of the season. I'm gonna just go through the next 4 teams in the second quarter of the season. So I'm gonna break this 4-4-4 and then 1. The last game is the overtime game. So the next four games is home against Detroit, at Carolina, then there's a bye. Then Sunday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys, and then at Baltimore to round out the second quarter of the season. When you think of those teams, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Detroit, Carolina, Dallas, at Baltimore?
Well, first of all, that's some good football right there. Some great battles, and some teams that obviously that are teams that you got to beat, because those are the teams that are probably going to be there towards the end of the season when the playoff picture starts forming. And that time of the season, I mean, that second part of the season is an extremely important one. So hopefully we'll be rolling by that time and having a lot of confidence and really gelling as a team and giving those teams our best effort.
So last year, I mean, our bye week was week 7 also. And then, of course, we were 1-5 before the bye, and they went on that run afterwards. Like I said, we played the Cowboys coming out of the bye week. They had a bye week last year when they played us. Is there any extra motivation to get those guys back, like coming out of the bye week?
Not really. I mean, every game's so important in this league. Like, you can't really, necessarily circle teams or want to pay back. Every game is so important, and you got to be prepared for every week. And they mean so much. That's what's so great about the NFL. Every game means so much. It's not like we have 100 games or 60 games. We don't have that. We have 17 games to really prove what we can do and to show that we belong in the playoffs.
Right. So I'm gonna move to the third quarter of the season. The next 4. The next 4 is at the Chargers, at home against Green Bay, at San Francisco. So 2 West Coast trips in 3 weeks, and then we round out the third quarter with at Detroit Lions. The traveling, the away games, the competition. Your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously those division games stick out. Those are obviously huge games. Playing in the division, sometimes they feel almost like must-win games because they're so important, and obviously great teams there. And then that West Coast trip is not always the easiest, but again, those are important games. If you can go on the road and you can put a good effort out there and come back with a victory, especially on the West Coast, it provides a lot of, a lot of confidence for your team and maybe some, push to you to have a good end of the season.
All right, so the last quarter of the season, 3 out of 4 primetime games, starting with Thursday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, primetime purple. Then at Chicago, Monday Night Football, December 20th, possibly snow. I think Vikings fans love to hear that. And then home against the LA Rams, and then at your favorite place to play in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers, to start the new year off. Talk about those primetime games right there.
Yeah, primetime games obviously is gets your blood flowing. In this league, you love to do it. You get up for those games just like you do every game, but just an extra motivation. Playing in front of all your peers. That guys across the league are watching, fans across the league are watching, and those are exciting games. And then I'm sure I'll have a nice welcome to Lambeau Field. Those fans aren't too happy with me, but I always enjoy playing there. I mean, what a special place to play, and again, like I started that interview that people aren't happy about. I said it's one of my favorite places to play, and there's a reason for that. The fans, they don't like us, and we don't like losing to them. Obviously, they've kind of had our number, but we're excited to get back there and play at Lambeau.
Well, that's what the media does. They just take certain words and then they make a story out of it. But I mean, against those 4 teams, I think you have 121 catches, 1,581 yards, and 12 touchdowns against the Steelers, Bears, Rams, and Packers. But to round the season out, we got the Chicago Bears at home, week number 18, which sounds crazy, right?
That's crazy. But I feel like that's always a huge game for us, obviously. Looking back in my 8 years, 7 going on 8 years here, it seems like we end up playing the Bears the last game of the season, and there's some huge playoff implications on the line. So I'm sure that one will be no different and will be a huge game for us. And again, each one of these games are so important, and that's what's so great about the NFL.
Well, Keenan McCardell, when you, me, and Justin Jefferson talked earlier this year, he said, I want my receivers to have at least 1,000 yards. And, he said that's 65 yards a game. With 17 games, I think that's a little less. But what's the goal for you heading into 2021?
Honestly, I've never been a person to really set statistical goals. For me, it's just controlling. Right now, it's handling my business and making sure that I'm preparing the best way I can possibly prepare, mentally, physically, emotionally, and just getting ready for OTAs and then training camp, and then getting ready, preparing through training camp for that week 1 game, and then 1 week at a time. And I know that's very cliche to say, but it is the truth. And so for me, it's just giving my teammates my best effort, whether that be preparation or execution on game day, and trying to do my best to help this team win. And that's what I'm going to do. And excited for another opportunity, another year, especially in front of fans. It's going to be unbelievable to get back and in front of the fans that mean so much to us. I know they mean so much to me. So excited about that opportunity.
Well, I won't ask you your predictions because I know you'll say 17-0, but for Minnesota Vikings fans, we just want a winning season, a run in the playoffs, and hopefully hoist that Lombardi trophy. Adam, thank you for your time. Best of luck. Like you said, it's time to get to work, man.